Hi, Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon. Welcome to your tarot video scope for the year 2018 by Ama. Welcome if you are a returning subscriber. If you are new, welcome to you. If you like my videos, please subscribe. There's a little subscribe button right here, and next to it you're going to find a little bell icon. If you turn that on, that is the notification button. This way you will be notified every time that I upload special videos. So this will be a general focus for your sign. Please remember that if your sun sign doesn't make sense to you, maybe you need to listen your rising sign and your moon sign. Maybe that's going to make better sense to you. Also, if you'd like to schedule a private consultation, please email me at amalightworker@gmail.com or please visit my website amalightworker.com. I'm also going to do a whole new video for your sign. For those of you who would like to know more, so in the new video that I will be uploading for you through vimeo.com, I am going to pretty much go month by month and to see if I can get any special messages, predictions or advice, insight for you for each and every month. The link for the Vimeo videos, for those of you who would like to know more, it's going to be right down here in the show more description box. For this reading for 2018 for Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon, I am opening 3 cards. Each card is going to represent 4 months. So one card for every 4 months. The first card is going to be for January, February, March and April. The second card is going to be for May, June, July and August, and the last card will be for September, October, November and December. I am also going to pull one additional card from the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland for more additional information, and at the very end I did pull 2 cards from the Psychic Tarot deck for the month of January 2018, and I did flip the cards over yet. So when I'm done with the yearly reading, then I'm going to do your January predictions. Without further ado, let's now continue with your reading. The first card that wanted to show up in this reading for you, representing January, February, March, and April 2018, is the 8 of Wands. The meaning of the card, the meaning of the 8 of Wands, to me it means change comes quickly and swiftly. It also means all roads of communication are now open. It also means that during this time you may have to deal with so many changes. You know the expression, hold on to your head. It also means that maybe in certain situations you may have to move quickly, and sometimes to me this card also represents trouble. Now allow me to tune in so I can figure out what does it mean. Why is it that this card showed up in this reading for you? I keep getting that from the very start, January, February, many of you Leos will feel this great need for change. For some of you, you may decide to simply change your physical appearance. I keep getting maybe doing something different in terms of how you, the wardrobe, how you style yourself. And for other Leos, this deep desire for change, it will come from your own deep spiritual and emotional needs. And the need to be more free, to be more productive, to be more successful is going to be one of the motivations. I also keep getting that in some ways, if there was anything bugging you, if there was any confusion, if there was any misinformation, that kind of started to happen by the end of 2017. When January comes, end of January, and for some of you even the end of February, you may find out the information that was missing. You may find out more. This is going to be about being able to easily communicate with people. But I also keep getting that there's going to be a lot of learning involved for you, Leos. For some of you, you may start to work on important projects. You may decide to take a course or two training. You may be invited to be part of an online community. I keep getting lots and lots of networking events for you during this time. And I also keep getting that one of your talents, one of your skills, one of your abilities will shine through. Whatever is happening, because some of you during this time are going to have some difficulties. For some of you, Leos, are going to feel these difficulties mostly emotionally, having to make decisions, choices, and changes that could be deeply emotional to you. And for the other ones, this will be about changes in the work, changes in your career, and maybe thinking of completely restructuring your professional connections, your professional alliances, if I can say that. But it does feel that some of you will be preparing during this time for something to happen. One of your relationships will be consolidated during this time. Again, I do not know what that means. This message is not intended for me, is intended for you. I also keep getting, if you are meeting somebody during this time, they are also talking about the consolidation of the relationship, and they are also talking about people that some of them are going to be very useful, people that you are going to meet through the circle of your acquaintances, friends, or through networking. They are really going to shed a light, and they are really going to try to give you advice or to kind of help you with a new direction, because for many of you, you will try to get some sort of new direction. Could be a new direction in your career, could be a new direction with your home situation, with your living situation, living arrangement. Maybe you do need some sort of a new direction in a relationship. I also keep getting that during this time, many of you will, little by little, will, like block by block, step by step, you are going to create what later you are going to call the turning point of your life. Or step by step, little by little, you are going to create what later you are going to refer to as making your life stronger, strengthening what makes you secure in life. But as this is happening throughout January and April, it does feel that certain things are not going to be easy, and many of you um, will start to manifest, or whatever is happening in January and February, you're going to start to see some results or something being finalized, ending, or coming to fruition either toward August 2018 or toward the end of the year or toward the last portion of 2018. So for many of you, it does feel like time for new beginnings. Please be very careful with how you express yourself. What specific words do you use? because that is going to be very important. How you communicate with other people, it is going to change. And for some reason, I keep getting, Leo, that people are just going to be drawn to you. During this time, some of you may decide to buy a new computer, to buy a laptop, to buy an iPod. You could be buying, it could also be something expensive. It could be some expensive equipment, it could be about an expensive car, something that has a technological part or a digital part that seems to be very expensive. But I keep getting that for many of you, they're saying keep the eyes on the prize. No matter what is happening, no matter what distractions you have around you, keep the eyes on the prize. For some of you, I also keep getting the possibility of international traveling. Now, usually when I get this card, the general meaning of the card is travel, but very specifically for your Leo, I keep getting international chakra, receiving healing, learning, being more knowledgeable, and in some ways gaining a new sense of wisdom. So you may also reinvent yourself through you trying to get a new job, trying to create a new career, trying to, some of you could be in the process of your family kind of expanding. It could be about a pregnancy or some other changes to your family, but definitely at some point, not necessarily in the first 4 months, but at some point of 2018, some of you with have to deal with family changing in some ways. The next card that you have is Six of Pentacles. I'm trying to find like a good spot so you can see, because the lighting sometimes could be tricky. Okay, Six of Pentacles representing May, June, July, and August. Now, I forgot to mention that we are also going to have eclipses. One in by the end of January, January 31st, and another eclipse in February. And maybe that's why I keep getting that for some of you, at the very least, you're going to be feeling challenged in your emotional level or having to struggle with some emotions. For some of you, this transit of these eclipses could be quite emotional for some of you. Now, the Six of Cups, representing May, June, July, and August, to me it represents soulmates. So this is the soulmate card, romance, but it also means reminiscing over memories of the childhood, nostalgia of simple pleasures, reminiscing over memories of the past, and it also means take a break, take your time to smell the roses, because you're going to have more challenges ahead. So it's very important that you take time for some joy, pleasure, relaxing. So now allow me to tune in and let me figure out what does this mean. Because I keep getting this duality with this card. On one hand, I keep getting some of you Leos kind of growing in a love relationship. Either a love relationship is growing and advancing or going steady. This could be about your marriage. But I also keep getting a sense that for other Leos, this could be particularly a time when a relationship could be tested. You may have some struggles. You may have some struggles in your marriage, in your relationship. I also keep getting, if you have any partnerships, this could be a business partnership, anything that you in some ways associate yourself. This could be with a community. This could be with a network. This could be with other groups of people or even a company. So I keep getting some challenging aspects. For some of you, there's going to be money in question. Some of you are going to question a financial transaction. You may try to go over, kind of to reevaluate finances. I can get it for some of you, you may be opening a new bank account. You could be changing your banking during this time. But you are definitely going to go through some deep. For some of you during this time, even though the card is wonderful, I keep getting that for some of you, you may be going through some sort of a dark night of your soul. So you are going to transition emotionally in some ways. I also keep getting that anything that either mentally or emotionally or even spiritually you are not able before maybe to uncover, discover, accept, deal with it, trying to suppress, repress. It does feel that everything now is coming to a surface. During this time, some of you may deal with secrets, may deal with secret feelings, secret attractions. You may be dealing, or you may just find out information about other people. Other people could confide in you something that could take you quite by surprise. And it could be a partner of yours coming to you with some big revelation. Could be a lover, a spouse, a business partner, a friend. And I keep getting this could be someone that maybe you the least expected. It is very important, I keep getting that for some of you, I keep getting either going back to something that you used to do and used to give you so much pleasure. Could be going back to maybe an old job, an old career. For some of you, I also keep getting someone from your past returning to you and having some sort of a good times together, but at the same time trying to reinvent in a new way this connection that you have with this person, because now they're coming back to you. So there's going to be some sort of a need to restructure, to reinvent this relationship that you have with this other person. They are not specifically saying an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend. They are not specifically saying that. They simply are saying someone from your past. Some of you could be feeling quite spiritual during this time. You could be picking up yoga, meditation, hiking, swimming, going for walks, connecting with nature in some ways. But I also keep getting that you may in some way feel this deep need to kind of contribute to others in your very specific, unique way. You may decide to do some volunteering, charity work. If you don't specifically do it during this time, definitely the thoughts and your desires are going to be there. But I also keep getting that you also have to find peace with your self. Now, you may have to struggle with emotions, how you feel about someone. You may have to struggle with having to make a choice or a decision in a relationship. And because we are also going to have the eclipses, one of them is going to be in July and the other one in August, I keep getting that again in some ways is going to either make you more irritated or create some difficult aspects in your emotional life, in your romantic life or love life. I also keep getting that you may feel the need or the urgency to make a decision quite quickly about someone that you are in a relationship with. And I keep getting that if you actually take your time, okay, take your time and postpone making any important decisions and you wait until the end of August, beginning of September, these decisions are going to feel easy, are going to kind of feel more natural, are not going to be so stressful, are not going to feel so forced. If during this time you may be trying to get a job or initiate or begin something new in terms of your job, maybe starting some sort of a new project, you may be running into some challenges. I'm not saying that it's going to be something terrible, but definitely I keep getting many of you Leos working very hard during this time to achieve the results that you desire to achieve. So I keep getting for many of you Leos working hard and playing hard. Something is coming to fruition. During this time, either you personally are finishing up a course of study, graduating. This could be one of your children graduating. I keep getting invitations to graduation ceremonies. I keep getting news of a pregnancy. I keep getting gatherings, and I keep getting lots of invitations extended to you to attend different gatherings, and especially gatherings that have to deal with family functions. I would not be surprised if during this time, especially between June or July, you kind of receive some notification or legal news. This could be through the courts, through the legal system. This could be in some other ways, but I keep getting something legal, some sort of a big notification or a big news. It could also be some new developments, but I keep getting that you are going to be quite at ease with this. It doesn't feel like it's going to be something negative. I also keep getting, many of you may, either you could change your daily routine, or maybe if you exercise indoors, you may take your exercising outdoors, because I do keep getting that you are going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. I keep getting images of some of you like either having a new home or buying or purchasing a new home and spending some time outdoors. Maybe you have a backyard or a front yard. So these home repairs or renovations are coming in, and there's going to be, maybe it's going to take a little bit longer than you are prepared for. However, I keep getting that some of you will end up in 2018 either with a new home, or you may actually end up buying a new home. The next card that you have is the Knight of Pentacles, and in this reading is representing September, October. So it represents September, October, November, and December. Now, to me, the Knight of Pentacles represents being slow, cautious, very reserved about taking action. Represents a person with a plan step by step, a very deep plan. But at the same time, it also means that maybe a change in this plan is necessary, is needed for you to have the desired outcome. It also means that sometimes you may be taking everything very seriously. It also means wisdom to work hard. If this person represents a person, if this card represents a person in this reading, usually it represents a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. This could be the sun sign, the rising sign, or the moon sign. So now let me figure out, allow me to tune in so I can figure out why is it that this card showed up in this reading for you. What does it mean? For some of you, this Knight of Pentacles is a family member. And I keep getting either of this family member moves out or they move in. Some of you will be very carefully examining your finances, and maybe you are trying to help financially this member, this Knight of Pentacles, and trying to figure out whether you can or you cannot. But I also get that for other Leos, they are talking about investments. They are talking about you willing or trying to get involved into investments, a business venture, or if you have a business, maybe growing your business. There's going to be some situations with taxes during this time. They could be talking about taxes involved with the purchase, especially if you are purchasing a home, like property taxes, could be about your annual taxes, but I keep getting something like that will show up for you kind of to reconsider. I also get that before you do anything, for some of you, I keep getting that you have these big plans. You are actually either planning on purchasing this big home, traveling, or even moving overseas in another country. Some of you, maybe you are paying for your own book to be published. Maybe this is self-publishing. But whatever you do, I keep getting that is best for you if you advise or you hire professionals or you take the advice of people who are professionals in that particular area, and generally try to keep it in the down low, not to announce anything before it's coming to fruition, before it's finalized, or before it's done, even if it is about the status of a relationship. Some of you, I keep getting that you may be going to teaching. Maybe you used to be a teacher before, and for some reason you are going back to that, because I keep getting like maybe you are an instructor. Maybe you teach something. Maybe you do coaching, or maybe you are a therapist. But I keep getting great success, financial success for some of you Leos, that I mentioned through a different card, that you may decide to go back to something that you used to do before and it used to give you a lot of joy. And this time I keep getting that if you already started to do something that not only gives you a lot of joy, maybe it's a special talent that you have, a special skill, maybe a job that you used to have in the past that you really love doing. Now it feels like either you are getting paid to do that, you are manifesting money. I keep getting that for some of you, you may also have a budget for something. You may be trying to budget. I don't see any significant financial difficulties. I just keep getting that you are going to be very careful with your money. And I also keep getting financial success and something coming to fruition. Now, if you live with roommates, or if you live with other people with whom you are not related to, I keep getting that in some ways there are going to be some difficulties, but I also keep getting that the kind of difficulties that nothing that you cannot throw money on it to solve the problem. I also keep getting some of you Leos will be able to live on your own. If this is something that you wanted to do, being financially free, they're talking about your financial freedom. Please be careful with your lower back and your back in general throughout 2018. For some of you, I keep getting that you may have a tendency to overwork yourself, Maybe you could be doing a lot of thinking and from all this overthinking and overanalyzing, therefore draining your mental energy. And I also keep getting that no matter what happens, no matter what is going on, try not to take everything so seriously, because there is a reason why you have to go through what you have to go through. Anything that in your life, according to the universe, is not giving you a very strong foundation, you're going to find that very specific thing in your life to be very challenged or to have difficulties. And that's why this is happening, because at the very end of the year, you are going to find yourself, you are going to find your life to have a much better, stronger structure. So the extra card that showed up in this reading from the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland is Firm Foundation. So the meaning of the cards is working toward establishing a solid foundation, but also to manifest in the material world. They're talking about your spiritual purpose, your goals in life, and they're also talking about you manifesting and making this happen into the material world. For some of you, maybe in the past, you really had to learn in the hard way some very important lessons when it comes to money, finances, investments, relationships, or even about your job security. And that's why this card is showing up, because now they're saying everything that in some ways you had to learn in the hard way in the past. Now these lessons are really going to serve you well in life. I also keep getting that for some of you, you are really going to do well financially. Money could simply be showing up for you. You may be getting very good commissions if you work with commissions. You could be getting an inheritance. If you are, maybe you have a business and the business is going to do well. But I keep getting that for some of you, financially, this is actually going to be a year when you are going to invest in your idea and then see your idea grow and see your money grow. So success in the financial sense. However, they are also saying that how you decide to look at your situation in your advantage or in your disadvantage is totally up to your perception. It's totally up to how you absorb the energies around you. So generally I keep getting that it is with the power of your mind, the power of your thinking, that you are going to be able to turn anything negative to something positive, to transform anything that you like to transform. And they are talking about this big spiritual transformation that you are going to go through in 2018. And for many, many of you, this spiritual internal transformation, it seems like it's strictly connected to how well or how easy you're going to attract money and how easy you are going to start to manifest your goals and desires. I would not be surprised if some of you actually go on a spiritual retreat. So even so it feels like you're going to have challenges, but you're also going to have help to go through these challenges. So you don't have to necessarily hold on too tightly, and you also need to be very flexible to adapt to any changes coming to you. So prepare yourself for changes and prepare to be flexible and adaptable. So for some of you, I keep getting, please pay attention to your lower back, hips, area, your spine in general, or your back. Please be careful with those areas. You may have some discomfort, or you may simply be prone to back injuries. I also keep getting that Some of you will be reconnecting with people from your past. You may decide to go back to live in a place that you lived before, and you already have friends or family or relatives in that place, therefore reconnecting with them. For other Leos, I keep getting that in a professional sense or in your work, through your career, you are going to reach you're going to be at the top of the mountain. You're going to reach some new significant heights when it comes to your career. Even though the changes, you're going to have to make some important changes and transitions. For some of you, it could also be a brand new career. And I also get that either weather disasters, natural disasters, they could be affecting you in some ways. So I don't know why, but I keep getting, if you can get extra protection in anything that you buy, anything that you purchase. Could be like a renter's insurance. When you buy a home, make sure they have all the insurances. So whatever extra you can get, that seems, they're saying that it's going to be useful to you in the future, like extra warranties. If anything you buy comes with an extra warranty, for some reason they're bringing this up, that it's going to be helpful or useful to you. I hope that that made sense to you, Leo. Remember, this is only a general outlook. And now I'm going to talk about January 2018 for you, Leo Sun, Leo Rising, or Leo Moon. Remember, if your sun sign doesn't make sense to you, please listen for your rising sign, or please listen for your moon sign. So I didn't flip the cards yet. These are two cards from the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland. The first card that you have is the Universe, and the second card is Emotional Loss. So let me put this here. I don't know if you can see very clearly. But anyway, I'm going to begin with the Universe card. And to me, it means changes. It means that planetary movements, energies, angels around you are conspiring behind the scenes to make something happen, or to intervene, or to help you in some ways. It also means news, getting information, travel, taking a chance, taking a risk, and sometimes to me it also means temporary blocks. So whatever is going on is just going to be a temporary situation. So allow me to tune in so I can figure out why is it that this card showed up, and what does it mean. This is about, many of you are thinking about what's your purpose. What would you like to accomplish? Maybe setting goals for the new year. However, for some reason, I keep getting lots of energy toward the end of the month rather than at the beginning of the month, because some of you may still be feeling like it's still the energy of the old year. Maybe some of you may not feel right away the energy of the new year kicking in until the very end of the month. I keep getting that there will be some clarification about either some gossip, some rumors, some misinformation, or even certain things that went wrong. Some of you may be consulting with someone. You may be getting advice about nutrition, consulting with a doctor, physical activity, consulting with someone in terms of your work, profession, your career direction. For some of you, I keep getting consulting about some sort of a beauty consultation. But I also get that when you least expect it, you may be having one of those moments that something sparkles your imagination, something motivates you, and you are going to be feeling creative but also very intuitive. However, I keep getting that you may hear of something that could impact you in both ways. You may be hearing something that will really impact you in a very, very positive way. Excuse me. You may also hear something that will affect you in a negative way. Now, this news may not necessarily be a personal news or news about that could be very personal. It could be about something that is happening at work. Could be something that you hear of on the news. Something that is happening generally in the world. But I also keep getting that in January you're going to find some peace. So if initially you are not at ease about something, then you are going to start to find that you are going to start to feel that peace. And generally, for you, they are advising to kind of spend time outdoors or reconnect your with nature. They don't necessarily advise for you to be spending too much time alone in January. The next card that you have, unfortunately for you, is the emotional loss. So even though the card is not so positive, allow me to tune in. Maybe there is some positive information there. And remember, I am just the messenger. To me, the emotional loss card, it means grieving, loss of someone, or loss of something that in some ways maybe you were emotionally attached to. It also means that you need to heal yourself and you need to love yourself. And if any healing of any kind needs to happen, that will take place. And sometimes you also have to suffer in some ways in order for you to get better. You know, it hurts a little, but then you get cured or you get healed. It also means that the skills that you already have, the special talents, abilities that you have, are really going to be very helpful during January. So learning from your own pain kind of a thing. And it is about the happiness around you and preparing yourself for new beginning. So allow me to tune in just in case I missed something. For some of you, I keep getting that it is about your new identity. It is about you willing and trying to kind of restructure your life, restructure your daily activities, making changes, because some of you could be on the verge of completely reinventing yourself. It is about your new identity, that identity that comes from within you. Sometimes you have to have a job, or sometimes you have to do things because you have to do them, or because you need to make money. And there is a time in everybody's life when finally life gives you a chance for you to kind of follow your heart, to do and to say things that are truly authentic to you, that represent your true authenticity, without you having to please other people or without you having to necessarily have a job, because you need to bring the money and this is the job for it. You don't necessarily like the job or the career. So that moment is coming for many of you, that chance. Life will bring you that chance for you to let your true self to shine. And for some of you, this could be preparing yourself for a brand new beginning. You may be hearing of somebody that you care or you love, either having some difficulties, maybe they are very sick, but it does feel that in some ways your heart and your soul will go to others. You know, that deep sense of compassion. The grieving that they are mentioning, to me, it is not coming as you may be hearing of that happening in January. It does feel like this already happened. It feels like this already happened, and you may still be dealing with these feelings of loss and struggles. If you find yourself that an opportunity or something didn't happen, didn't materialize, especially when it comes to your career, I keep getting that it's meant for you to find success in a different way, because right now you may be experiencing a door closing, but many doors will be opening up throughout the year. So this is only a temporary situation. You may be feeling a little bit emotional. For some of you, I keep getting you pay attention to your blood pressure. I keep getting blood pressure out, blood pressure down. Um, so please be careful with that. For some of you, I keep getting, you may be sensitive to salt. I keep getting sleepless nights, a few sleepless nights for some of you. And I also keep getting whatever is hurting you, you are going, or annoying you, or whatever is influencing you in negative or weighing you down. It does feel that you may decide to talk to someone about that, or you'll either accept help, get professional help, or talk to someone about what really is weighing you down, what's going on in your heart. I keep getting some gifts showing up by surprise for you. I know it's not your birthday, and pretty much Christmas is going to be over, but for some of you, I still keep getting, receiving gifts in January. Could be some delayed gifts. What else? You may have to deal with some disappointments. But again, this is just going to be something temporary, and then you are going to get over it. So for some of you, there is a little bit of a sense of disappointment, but new things are laying ahead. So many of you will be preparing in January for some sort of a new beginning, and that new beginning could also be a move. So that was all that I had for you, Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon. Click in the link down here below if you'd like to know more about the year 2018, the yearly predictions. Again, in the new video, for you, I'm focusing on getting messages for each and every month. So January, February, March, April. So a message for every month. Click in the link right down here below if you are interested. If you'd like to get a personal reading, please email me at amalightworker@gmail.com. You may also contact me through my website, my website, amalightworker.com. And I will also be doing live streaming in January. To get you some messages and to prepare you for the new year. Stay tuned for that. Click on the little bell icon, turn on the notification icon, so when I do live streamings, you are immediately going to be notified about that. Thank you again so very much. Have a blessed year ahead of you. I will see you soon in the next videos. Bye.